जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Paladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Radha Giridhari Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Sri Radhe. Jaya Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Shri Gaurita ki, Shri Shri Radha Bhagavan ki, Shri 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 Jagannath Baladev Subhadramani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Gaur Premanande. So Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7. So this is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, for those who are coming for the first time. So this Canto 7 is also called Science of God. If you understand God, so there is a science, systematic process of understanding that Supreme God. So this book in particular teaches you that. And we have chapter number 10 in that book. The title is Prahlad, the best among the exalted devotees. So Prahlad is one of the best devotees of Supreme Lord. And so this is the title. And today we got verse number 19. Okay, so before we, if you really read that verse, so this is all about glory of devotees' step. This verse especially emphasizes if a devotee stays in some place or even steps for a moment, and that place becomes purified, dham. Okay, so that glory is what this verse today is talk about. We will discuss about that as we go along. So let us first invoke auspiciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So verse number 19 from chapter 10 of Canto 7. So it is written on the board, so you can read from there. So first we will read word by word, so then we read the full verse. Yatra yatra cha madbhaktaha prashantaha samadarshaniha sadvaha samadacharaha te puyante api kiktaha. Now we'll read the full line by line. Yatra yatra cha madbhakta yatra yatra cha madbhakta prashantaha samadarshaniha prashantaha samadarshaniha sadvaha samudacharas sadvaha samudrachara te puyante api kinkataha te puyante api kinkataha yatra yatra cha madbhakta prashantaha samadarshaniha Sadvaha samudacharas te puyante api kiktaha yatra yatra cha madbhakta prashantaha samadarshiniha sadvaha samudacharas te puyante api kiktaha. Prabhu's. Yatra yatra cha madbhakta prashantaha samadarshiniha sadavaha samudacharas te puyante api kiktaha. Yeah. Yatra cha madbhakta Vaishnavis. Yatra yatra cha madbhakta prashantaha samadarshiniha sadvaha samudacharas te puyante pi kiktaha. Prashantaha samadarshiniha sadvaha samudacharas samadarshiniha te payante api kiktaha. So word to word translation. Yatra yatra, wherever and whenever. Cha, also. Mat bhaktaha, my devotees. Prashantaha, extremely peaceful. Samadarshiniha, equiposed. Sadvaha, decorated with all good qualities. Samudacharaha, equally magnanimous. Te, all of them. Puyante, are purified. Api, even. Kikataha, a degraded country, or the inhabitants of such a place. So translated by Srila Prabhupada ki. Whenever and wherever there are peaceful, equiposed devotees who are well behaved and decorated with all good qualities, that place and the dynasty there, even if it is condemned, are purified. Purport: whenever exalted devotees stay, wherever exalted devotees stay, not only they and their dynasty, but the entire country is purified. So we have only one line purport. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurulmitam Ena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Namo Mishtupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Sursudevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for coming for today's program, which is the last day of Kartik month, very, very auspicious, the most auspicious day that is left. Then of course also today we see something distinct on the altar. So if you see left side of the Radha Vallabha, right side Radha Vallabha, you see Tulsi Maharani garlanded, and of course that was beautifully decorated on the occasion of marriage of Tulsi Maharani with Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So there is one verse. Anyone in his life or her life, if they happen to get to see through their eyes Tulsi Maharani, their life is successful. So if you are not observed, please carefully observe. So very, very important. Of course, the verse also said that. So those who had not such darshan, even though they may be living, but they are equivalent to death. Okay, so this is a very auspicious day, particularly today. So the marriage day. On marriage day, as you know, when you go to some marriage, so those who are getting married, so they easily bless you. You can easily please them simply by attending the marriage, simply by just showing up. Okay, so here Tulsi Maharani, one of the greatest exalted devotee, married along with Lord Vishnu. So then how much blessing you can expect? Very auspicious. Thank you. So today's verse, as you can see, this is actually praising the glory of a devotee wherever he stays, and that place become purified. That become basically tirtha. So that is the glory. And of course Prabhupada has said a very simple one statement, that wherever exalted devotees stay, not only they and their dynasties, but the entire country is purified. If you have a devotee put a foot on the Australian continent, the whole continent is purified. The entire country is purified, not only the place where they are, not only their dynasty. Yeah, in previous works it was very nicely explained. Just because Prahlad has appeared in dynasty of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu is known as one of the greatest demon that you can find in this universe, in the entire universe, the greatest demon. And in such dynasty, a devotee son has appeared. Because of that, the entire dynasty is purified. So that was already said in the previous one, but today's one is talking more about in the entire country, expanding that purification. So actually, how did this start? If you just see last two verses. So Prahlad's, Narasimhadev has offered benediction to Prahlad. Prahlad didn't want any benediction, any material benediction. So therefore he requested, I have only one request. He said, my father, Hiranyakashipu, has blasphemed you, has disrespected you, respected your devotees. So he has committed so many sins. Please forgive him. So Hiranyakashipu has committed most sinful activities on his own son, who was the pure devotee of Supreme Lord. And so now you can see how magnanimous Prahlad is. Imagine a person, somebody has tortured you, blasphemed you, then put you into fire and throw you from the mountain and gave you all kinds of trouble. Even then, you are requesting the Lord, please forgive him. So this is just like this Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, they put it on cross and then nailed him and almost killed him. Still he requested God, Father, please forgive him. They don't know what they're doing. In the same way, Prahlad Maharaj also requesting Narasimhadev to forgive his father. That is the only benediction he has requested. So then immediately, Narasimhadev responded. So saying that, you have appeared as son of Hiranyakashipu. So in any family a devotee appears, 21 generation forefathers are liberated. So in the purport, Prabhupada says, not only the dynasty in which appeared in this life, 21 generation, but also in previous life, We know that in previous life we may not be in the same family, we might have been born in some other family, then appeared here. So that means the father side, mother side, and the previous fathers, previous mother, you can go back up to 21 generation liberation. How exalted it is. So that is the first statement that made by Narasimhadev. So that was yesterday discussed. So that shows how Vaishnava's qualities are, great qualities are. And coming to today's verse, so we will go through each of those words, how powerful they are. So usually Prabhupada writes very big purport, so he left us to interpret those in depth. Okay? So see, starting with Yatra Yatra. So this is a Narasimhadev statement. Yatra Yatra. And like this you can also find Yatra Yatra in Bhagavad Gita. Correct? So in Bhagavad Gita, how many of you read the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita? Everyone has read. If you open it, the first verse is the Dhritarashtra Vajya, starts with. Then the last verse, how many of you read the last verse? So last verse has this, Yatra. So you have Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhuti Nitir Matirmam. Sir, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudara. You can see Yatra Yatra. So wherever, whenever. So wherever Lord Sri Krishna is, and wherever his devotees, such as Arjuna, in this case Arjuna. So this is actually conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. So wherever a devotee is, there obviously you will have Lord, because devotees carries Lord in their heart. You might see them just coming alone, but they have a Lord in heart. Usually if you search on internet, a Lord in heart of a devotee, what do you find? Hanuman. Right? So if you say Hanuman, usually Hanuman, Hanuman usually they show like this, Hanuman is opening his heart and inside you see a Lord. Sitaram. Correct? So that means having a darshan of a pure devotee is equivalent of having darshan of Supreme Lord. So purifying. Correct? So that means wherever the devotee is, so there Lord is automatically there. In fact, Lord claims that as his address. If you ask, Supreme Narayana and Krishna, what is your address? So he says, in Narada once inquired, Lord Narayana, what is your address? Suppose if I want to write a letter to you, I want to communicate to you, I need to write your address. Correct? So these days we are not writing letters. What are we doing? So we are speaking them on a phone. To speak you on a phone, I need to know at least your number. Correct? So that is the number. So number. So there, so Supreme Lord says, Naham tistami vaikunte. Naham tistami vaikunte yogina hardaya sava. He says, I am not in Vaikunta. Neither I am in heart of the yogis, those who are doing, Ashtanga Yoga. So he says, Yatra gayanti mad bhakta, tatra tistami narada. Since wherever my devotees are, singing my holy names, or wherever my devotees are, there I am. So that is the address of Supreme Lord. So that is why we see, if you are searching for Lord Sri Ram, you say, oh, I go to Ayodhya, they built a new temple, I will find Lord there. But actually, Lord is there in the heart of pure devotees. So this is so glorious, having darshan of those devotees. So you can see, so in that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudara, Tatra Sri. There, Sri means opulence. Tatra Sri, then Vijayo, victory, success, all success. Then Bhutir, enormous energy. Then most importantly, Nitir, so morality, Niti. So wherever the devotees are, so there unlimited morality. Correct? So justice is there. in such country, obviously, there will be peace. And obviously that country is glorified. So that is magnanimous and pureful. So this is the last concluding opinion of Bhagavad Gita. So that is again, Sri Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, where actually Sanjay has concluded. Sanjay, who heard the entire Bhagavad Gita, also Arjuna, but Sanjay's conclusion is that wherever the pure devotees are, there obviously we will find Supreme Lord. Because of that, that place will be opulent, that place will be powerful, that place will be successful, and also they operate with rules and regulation, justice and welfare of everyone. So that is what you also find. So after the war is over, after Mahabharata, Kurukshetra is ruled by Pandavas. So full of opulence, even though that war took place, so much of devastation happened. After that, full of opulence. After a few years, then Yudhishthira Maharaj handed over kingdom to his grandson Parikshit Maharaj. During Parikshit Maharaj, when he started ruling, Kali Yuga came. Even during that period, full of opulence and full of justice. Correct? The Kali, when he was trying to kill one-legged bull, he went and stopped it and then protected the cow. So much of justice, so much of welfare of citizens. Citizens are very happy. In a country, we say country is very peaceful. Only when the citizens are also peaceful. And they will be peaceful when they have a right king who rules the kingdom with justice. And if that kingdom is ruled by a devotee, that is even more better. This is what it says. Wherever devotee stays, not only their family, the dynasty, the entire country becomes pure. Dham. So that is why if you have a country where a right person is ruling, people feel very pleasure to visit that place. So when you visit, you will be given a proper shelter and you will be respected. You will be welcomed. Correct? They don't kick you out just like that. They don't say, Aslam Sikha, no, get out. No. So if you have such a devotees, and they will attract other devotees to come that place and make them also devotees. So everybody happy. So this is the statement. There is yatra yatra. Then cha mad bhaktaha. Mad bhaktaha is bhakta. So that's what we talked about. So wherever the devotees are, so it is a glorious place. So as concluded by Bhagavad Gita. The next is prashantaha. So these devotees are peaceful. So why are they peaceful? Again, you can see in Bhagavad Gita itself. So, Lord Krishna to Arjuna says, Bhoktaram ignatapasham sarvaloka maheswaram. So devotees are peaceful because they know that the owner of sarvaloka, whether it is a spiritual world or a material world, in material world there are so many universes. So sometimes we think, oh, this universe is the only one that exists and nothing else. But actually there are many universes. So even if those of you who are in astronomy or physics, if you study more deeper about the nature, there are so many universes, not just one. Of course, in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam also you see so many universes emanating from the pores of Mahavishnu. Correct? So maybe it looks like a dark in the beginning. When it comes out, the whole universe. Correct? So many universes. So within that universe, there are so many countries. Then who is the owner of all of this? Are we owner of this someplace? We claim ourselves ownership for, maybe 100 years. Correct? So imagine you became owner of something right from the day of birth. Somebody presented you one ear necklace. Correct? They present you, correct? So when you're born, a baby, some uncle or grandmother, somebody will present you one necklace. You put it to ear. So maybe you can claim that is the property right from birth. Then till the end, you can claim whatever you earned or somebody bestowed or some more. But again, temporary. So here one will understand that the Sarvaloka Maheshwara. So who is the Sarvaloka Maheshwara? If they understand very clearly, they will be peaceful. Imagine, so there is a mountain of gold, or $1 million is here. Correct? If I don't claim ownership, I don't care whether somebody steal it and take it away. But if I claim ownership of it, then if somebody steals that place or that money that is there, then we feel morose and anxiety throughout our life. Correct? All the time crying about it. Sometimes happens. Or sometimes you accumulate a lot of gold and put it in home. So you think it is very safe in Australia. Correct? It is safe. But sometimes thieves will come with metal detector. So some of the families from India who like to own a gold, even though not good to own gold during Kali Yuga, very danger. But they have this. Some of the thieves here in Australia are also very smart. So they come with metal detector, not simple any metal. A detector that can detect a gold. What is the use of detecting this steel and taking one glass away? It is worth maybe $1 or $2. Correct? So they want to do. But if you are very attached to that gold and you acquire and you lose it, throughout our life you'll be crying about it. Sochati. So, but if you follow Krishna's advice, Sarvaloka Maheshwara, everything belongs to Supreme Lord, then you will be peaceful and happy. That's what it says. Jnanvatvam mam shantim rakshati. One who has this knowledge, so they will be achieving peace and happiness. Actually, this verse is called peace formula. So when Prabhupada first time landed in USA, at that time, so how this war is going on, just like war is going on all the time. Even Prabhupada, when he stepped into America, at that time this Vietnam war is going on. And now there are other war is going on in Israel also, Israel and Palestine. Any time, and of course earlier more famous war was Russia and Ukraine. And like this, war will always going on. Correct? If the war is not outside, then the war will be inside our head. Correct? So because of that, we are morose and unhappy. Most of the wars are happening in our head. After that, they will manifest into outside. Correct? If there is a war going on in the family, between husband and wife, the war is already happening in the mind. Then the expression will come like that. So it can happen. So you can see, sometime maybe not intentionally, but war will explode. So this is happening. But if you want to achieve peace, and this is the peace formula. So bhoktara mignata pashyam. This is also very important. So all the benefits of our activity, who is the real enjoyer? If I think I am the real enjoyer, you claim at house. Then wife will claim, I am the actual enjoyer of this, all the things that property that we got. Then no agreement. Then agreement leads to disagreement. Correct? And disagreement leads to war, and quarrel leads to quarrel, and all sorts of things will happen. So, but if you recognize that Krishna is the center, and then He is the ultimate beneficiary of all our activities, all our karma, then when we recognize that, then we are detached. Because of that, we'll be happy. So even if you are someone working at, say an office or university or wherever you are working, you work so hard for several months, then finally the result is not in your hand. Is in our hand? Actually, what is in our hand is performing karma to the perfection that we can. The result is not in our hand. So ultimately result in hand of Krishna. So if the result doesn't come as your expectation, what happens? So we'll become resentful. I worked so hard for this company, I worked so hard for this project, no result. They're not even appreciating that I did. But once the success happens, somebody will claim, you may not get anything. So because of that attachment, we become unhappy. This is very, very common. If you're a student and you are studying in the school, middle school, primary school, or this Albert Park High School, or Melbourne University, so you all write exam. You study so hard and write exam. The result that you get may not be as per your expectation. And you expect that I must get 100 out of 100. But you only got 99 out of 100. So because of that, some people cry so much about it. So much of some are so much attached. Oh, I didn't get 100 mark out of 100. I only got 99. What do they do? So unhappy. Some of them are so much of unhappy that they will jump from the building. They go to the top floor of the building of that university and jump. This is happening. If you read the newspaper all the time, this not only happens, especially in India, and especially in top institutes like IIT or even IIT coaching centers in Rajasthan, all these places. You see newspaper all the time, very regular. The government is thinking what to do. Nothing can be done because parents expect their son to get always 100. But the child only get 99. Correct? So that is why the people who get 35 marks, they are more happiest in India. And they will become chief ministers of the country. Correct? And they will all own the businesses also. But those who get 100 out of 100, this is the same problem. Because they expect to get 100 all the time. Wherever, whatever they do, they want 100. But this is not possible. Because of that, this problem is happening. So therefore, we need to recognize that the putting the best effort is in our hand. The result is actually doesn't belong to me. If Krishna is willing, he will give me 100. Because Krishna is the, Bhagavan. The fame is one of his greatest opulence. Out of 6 opulences, the fame. So he is the reservoir of all the fame that you can get. Right? He has infinite fame. He can bestow you sometime, he may not bestow you. So that is what will happen. So one who recognizes this fact, that person will be peaceful and happy. So that means a person who recognizes this has a jnana that Krishna is the Sarvaloka Maheswar. Correct? So because of that consciousness, that intelligence becomes spiritual. We all have some intelligence in our brain. We have intelligence. Correct? That intelligence can be material intelligence, all the time thinking about how to make money, how to invest 1 cent into the hundi of Radhavallabha, get back 1 million. That is the material thinking. Then there can be spiritual thinking. And where do we get this spiritual intelligence? That only we can get when we have this jnana, that Sarvaloka Maheswar is the Lord Krishna, so he is the Bhaktivedanta Vignatavashyam. If you have such a jnana, then that means our consciousness is divine. And with divine consciousness, we will achieve spiritual intelligence. When intelligence is spiritual, what happens? Our mind will be steady. Otherwise, mind is a monkey mind. You go to Vrindavan, especially if you have got a speck like this, put a speck and go towards Yamuna river. What will happen? Within no time your speck will disappear. Correct? Monkey will come and snatch it and take it away. Then it will go and stand on one column. Actually column with nice horizontal support. So they look at you. You are not doing any transaction at all. Then they will take and start chewing like this. Or sometimes take the nail and scratch. Then you will become serious. Then you throw one banana. They will take and eat a little bit and throw it away. Oh, banana not tasty. Then you give them, take one, go on Parle-G biscuit. Parle-G, famous in India. You take one Parle-G biscuit and throw. They will catch and eat, but they don't give you. So they want entire Parle-G biscuit pack. That also they are not happy. Then you give them maybe one fruity, that mango fruity juice. They will drink, not giving. Then you give them a Coke, Coca-Cola. They drink, okay, no problem. Then they throw you back. So like that. You see, they're not at all happy and peaceful at all. So that is why we have to have our mind steady. In spite of having greater achievement, correct? If mind is not steady, we won't be peaceful. If you're not peaceful, you will not be happy. So therefore, the foundation of peace is the consciousness. And make your consciousness divine. And you can make your consciousness divine simply by accepting peace formula. Bhakti-vedanta Vignatapasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram. So next he says, Samadarshaniya. Such a person, such a devotee who recognizes Bhakti-vedanta Vignatapasam, Lord Krishna is Vignatapasam. And such a devotee is Samadarshaniya. So Samadarshiniya. So Samadarshiniya means equiposed. So whether it's honor or dishonor, he treated equally. Then of course people, whether this is a Prime Minister Modi or the current Anthony Albanese or someone devotee who is leading the temple, so he sees equally. Or that person sees a dog outside, in Albert Park, very common to see dogs. You can see dogs, even so equally. So there is also a verse, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Suni Chaiva Swapakacha, Pandita Samadarshiniya. And such a devotee is also Pandita. So they have a Jnana. What is the Pandita? The Jnana that Supreme Lord, Bhoktara, Meghnasapsam, Sarvaloka means, so they have that Jnana, the supreme knowledge. So such and with such a knowledge, and the person knows that all the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna himself says, Mama Amse Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. He says all the living entities here in this world are actually part and parcel of me. The devotee knows this ant is actually also son of Krishna. Correct? So if such a devotee will not go and, intensely step on it and kill it. Correct? The devotees are so magnanimous, so kind, that when they are walking, if they see an ant, a group of ants going on the street, so they don't put their foot there. So they just, not put a step over. So don't kill it. Correct? But others who are not kind-hearted, they see, okay, they with the leg and kill them. So therefore they are very, Samadarshiniya. So Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastini, even whether it's the elephant or a dog eater, whoever they are. So they see with equal vision. So because of that, they are not jealous of anybody. And because of that, they are peaceful. Suppose, imagine, if you are jealous of somebody, what happens? So inside like a fire is burning. So who will get burnt? Only you. So that peaceful nature, and then recognizing that there are, Krishna's part and parcel. So therefore, Krishna is my master. Anything belonging to my master is also, very dear to me. So therefore, no envious nature. So, and they are equiposed. That's why they are, whether you honor or dishonor, whether you respect or don't respect them, you trouble them, they are equiposed. That's what Prahlad has exhibited. Even though his father has tortured him so much, so he didn't have any resentful attitude to his father. He didn't say, Narasimhadev, you did good job. This fellow is troubling so many people around the universe and also me. So you killed him. He didn't say like that. He said, so Supreme Lord, so please forgive my father. That is the only benediction I seek from you. He didn't say, oh, give me 10 universes, give me 50 apsaras to get married. That's what people also pray. He didn't ask any of those. He says, please, just forgive my father. That's the only benediction. So kind. So that is what he exhibited. That is Samadarshiniya. Next, Sadatvaha Samudacharya. So Sadatva. So that is means, with all good qualities. They have unlimited good qualities. Yes, the translation says decorated with good qualities. And so that Sadacharya, equally magnanimous, very charitable, magnanimous quality. And they exhibit all the good qualities. In the yesterday's class, Prabhu looked at in Chaitanya Charitamrita, so 26 qualities of devotee, actually 28, so many qualities. So there are so many qualities they have got. So qualities means they are very peaceful, that we talked about. So you can see Samadama, Tapa, Saucham. So they are very peaceful and they are also self-controlled. So devotees are self-controlled. You can't provoke them that easily. You can't tempt them. For example, Haridas Thakur. Usually in Mangalacharana we say Haridas Thakur ki jai. Correct? Haridas Thakur is a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Haridas Thakur was doing tapas in a small cave. At that time, a beautiful lady goes try to disturb his peace, his tapas. This did not disturb Haridas Thakur. Correct? He is self-controlled. So self-controlled. Somehow he is so much of self-controlled that the lady prostitute who went to seduce him, she ended up becoming a devotee. Correct? The devotee is so divine, self-controlled. As a result, so she turned into a devotee. In fact, what did he do? So he actually told her to worship Tulsi. So because the devotee, they have Tulsi and they gave Tulsi to her, and then she, of course, smelled Tulsi. Then as a result, she also became devotee. A prostitute became a devotee by simply smelling a Tulsi. And people like, these four Kumaras, correct? Four Kumaras were Jnana Yogis. Jnana Yogi means impersonalist. So Brahman realized, Brahman only. So they didn't think about Bhagwan, but they were Brahman realized, Jnana Yogis. And these Jnana Yogis, when they went to Vaikuntha, so they cursed Jai Vijay. That is how the Hiranyakashipu appeared. Jai became Hiranyakashipu. Anyway, so they, after that, they saw Lord Narayana coming. Then from his lotus feet, the breeze is coming. Of course, the Tulsi is at the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. The breeze is coming. They got that smell that entered into their nostril, and from here it went into heart, and then because of that they became devotees. So that is the power of Tulsi. So you can see, so just by having a darshan of Tulsi, just by smelling a Tulsi that is offered to Supreme Lord lotus feet, so a person's like the Jnana Yogis or impersonalists become personalities. That's a big transformation. So there is the power of Tulsi also. Anyway, so they are very peaceful, self-controlled. Then they perform austerity. Like devotees, they come, wake up morning at say 3:30, 4 o'clock and come to temple or at the home. They do Mangal Arati at home or at the temple. So they perform austerity. Then of course they are very pure. So no duplicity. They are tolerant, have very honest wisdom. So these are great qualities that devotees have. Then of course the last verse says, Puyante api kiktaha. Puyante means pure. Kiktaha. Kikta means a country which is, condemned. Even in such place, when you have a devotee, put a step. Our devotee stays for a few days, or few months, or few years. Such a place become pure. Not only their family, that place, but the entire country become pure. So this is very powerful statement. That is why the sadhu is very powerful. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita we hear, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu often says, Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra kahe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi hoy. So this sadhu is so powerful, if he stays in some place, because of that, Sarva Siddhi. Not just one Siddhi, Sarva Siddhi. Correct? Siddhi means achievement. So you achieve certain things. Then Sarva, you achieve everything. So many Sarva Siddhi. So that is the power of a sadhu. For example, Prabhupada, within 12 years, so his journey, so wherever he put his foot, so that become a Tirtha Sthal. So during 12 years of journey, so Prabhupada actually went around the world 12 times. And he went to many, many countries. And of course, he has come to Australia and he personally installed Gaurnitai. He is his own hand. This is one of the tallest deity installed by Prabhupada during the 12 year personally. So you can see Prabhupada installed this deity and he has come here. And not only that, he sat on the same asasana. The same. They are not changed. Only just cleaning, coloring, these are going on, but the same asasana. So that is the place. So that means Prabhupada has stayed here quite a bit of time. Actually, Prabhupada has come to Australia 6 times during the 12 times of journey. So from 1971 to 76, that during 5-year period, he has come 6 times. And out of those 6 times, he has stayed here in Australia for 80 days. See, 12 years is about something like 4,000 days. Out of 4,000, 80 days Prabhupada stayed in Australia. So that means at least 2.5% of his ISKCON time. So he has spent in Australia. And significant of that is in Melbourne. And in that room also, we have that room. So that is why we consider that as a very sacred place. Correct? So if anybody visits to the temple, any material dignity or a spiritual dignity, some famous celebrity, say Prime Minister of a country or Premier of a state, when they visit, what do? Apart from showing them the deity, so they will also be given darshan. So this is where our Founder-Acharya is, and also retained some of the items that Prabhupada has used, including the chair, the bed, the Vraja-ra, and the teeth also, even all those things. Everything is auspicious. So Prabhupada visited a number of places along with Australia, many other countries. There, for example, Moscow he visited just once. Australia is very fortunate. Most fortunate, during the 12 years, 17 times he visited America. Actually, US around something like 17 times, and India around 16 times, then Australia 6 times, Australia third time, 3 highest number of visits. And it is so powerful that if you read Bhagavad Gita, if you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you start with the first page, preface. In preface at the end, usually the person who is author, they write the place where they finish this preface and they put signature, Melbourne, Australia, like that. Correct? So if I write a book, that's what I do. So I put my signature, I say date, November 23, 2023, Melbourne, Australia. So Prabhupada did the same thing. So he said this date and Sydney, Australia. So that is why Australia is glorified. Whether it is Sydney or Melbourne, doesn't matter, but it is glorified. So because Prabhupada has put together that preface stamped in Australia. So that means this Bhagavad Gita is sold millions and millions of copies all over the world. So many people are reading. Correct? So you can see that place became glorified. That's probably why we got peace and prosperity reasonably in Australia. Like that, Prabhupada went to many, many countries. He went to, say, Mauritius a few times. So there also very beautiful temples are there. And the devotees are also, more and more people have become devotees. So and then they have become so expert. They are the experts in Kirtana. Right? In Melbourne, all the best drummers with multi-beat, they are the Mauritius people, correct? Mauritius devotees. And then like that in Africa, other African countries. Like that Canada. Like that Brazil. You heard about Brazil, South America? In South America, you go to São Paulo, which is the capital city of Brazil. So there is a beautiful Jagannatha Baladeva Subhadramaya temple on the mountain hill. You walk, you will see Jagannatha Baladeva Subhadramaya. So in Brazil. Then you go to London. So there Prabhupada installed Radha Londoneswara. Londoneswara. Iswara of London. The controller of London, Londoneswara, is right in the middle of the center of the city of London. Then of course Prabhupada went around few places and gave lecture and all. And they have become Tirthasthal. If you visit, let's say, London, so if some Maharajas are there, and they will say, okay, today we will do Padayatra in London. Where do they go? They do Padayatra to wherever Prabhupada went and did lecture or did something pastime. So that became a glorious place. Like that also you go to France, Paris. Paris is the capital city of France. So there Prabhupada installed Radha Pariswara. Just close your eyes, go to the temple, you will see beautiful, beautiful Radha Krishna. And they are so kind that on the Radhasmi day in Melbourne here, if you want to do, Abhishek, unless you are a Brahmina, they will not let you do Abhishek. Not only Brahmina, influential Brahmina, then only you can possibly put, okay, honestly saying. Okay? But if you go to there, so there you are first initiated, they let you do Abhishek, so you can offer. So kind, Radha Pariswara. So sometime, this expectation of stringency, rules, regulations, they are a little relaxed. oh, Paris people are too much addicted to other things. So let them, even they become first initiated, very good achievement. So like that you can go to many, many countries. So various places. How you go to Indonesia? Indonesia has Jakarta, famous Jagannath Baladev Subhadramaya, Surabaya, Gaurnitai. Then you go to Bali, the famous Krishna Balaram. Then so many temples. Like that you go to China. Hong Kong obviously has Krishna Balaram, but you go to China. In China also go to a number of cities. So last month I went there. So for example, place called Chengdu. So in Chengdu they may not have big temple of Gaurnitai, but at home they have beautiful Gaurnitai. When you go to into the house looks like a Vrindavan. You go to from there another city called Dujiangan. There they have got a very famous river, which is actually coming from same Ganga. Ganga. So we have Ganga traveling across India, that river, and some drop of water is also going towards China also. They have got a famous river there. So even there also. From there you go to Beijing, there are also so many like this Gaurnitais are there. Go to Shanghai, financial capital of China, even there also very devotees are performing very, making more devotees. They are sharing the joy. So that means the pure devotee, Prabhupada and the followers of Prabhupada, they also went. Some of the devotees, Maharajas, they went there. Because their foods, you can see those places have become Tirtha. Then of course, Prabhupada, wherever he went, the entire country. See, Prabhupada in New York, he went to the most abominable place. Correct? And people doing most abominable activities. And he transformed those and brought them near a tree. You heard about this Tompkins Square Park. So there they performed first kirtan. They sat together below a tree and performed that kirtan. Because the tree is now known as the Hare Krishna tree. Okay? The tree just below they sat there and did some kirtan. And because of that, it became so famous that the New York City Council, they have erected big one, board. So this is a Hare Krishna tree. Now the tree is called Hare Krishna, and below they have written description of how glorious thing that happened, and because of which, the whole world has Hare Krishna movement. Yeah, you can see that is the power of the devotees. So even they put a step or stay for a few days, your home becomes Tirtha, the country becomes Tirtha, then your dynasty, your house, family will become glorious. Okay, so with that let me conclude, saying that, so wherever devotees are, devotees who carry Lord in their heart, so if you happen to see them, you become pure. Correct? So just by having a glance at them. Then if they put a step in your house becomes pure. If they put a step in their city, the city becomes pure. And of course the country becomes pure. So whereas personalities like Prabhupada, they went to many places around the world. As a result, the whole earthly planet become pure. Even though we have fights going on, still, some magnanimous qualities are still there. Okay? So you can see this is what Narasimhadev said. Then of course, Lord Sri Krishna also said in many verses in Bhagavad Gita that we looked at the qualities of devotee, and because of the devotee, how the world becomes peaceful and how the world becomes pure, and also there becomes Tirtha Sthal. So when we go to, say, Calcutta, usually where do we go? We don't go to see that Victoria Jubilee Palace. Instead we go to Prabhupada's birthplace. Earlier it was a small hut, but now they made it a big place. Correct? So we want to see those. Those have become Tirtha Sthal, because a pure devotee has appeared those and lived there or worked there or whatever. So as a result, the place become pure, and this is again more and more examples you can see in Bhagavad Gita, in our own life you can see, and Prabhupada just being here, this became a Tirtha Sthal. Correct? So Prabhupada said that if you are engaged in this activity of this temple, so you are already living in a spiritual embassy. You are not in Melbourne, you are in Vrindavan, you are in Mayapur, you are in Jagannath Puri, just being here and engaging in some services, whether it is a temple cleaning or making some garland or cooking or serving prasad to others or just repeating when others are singing. So any activity you engage is actually Tirtha Sthala and purifying to everyone who are linked to it. Okay, with that let me stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any question? Okay, so in that case, best time to have prasada. Hare Krishna.